start the course.
Thank you very much, Hoshilpu. Thank you very much for coming on time. Happy to see you, all of you again, for the day 2, second part of our seminar. So before moving ahead, let's do a bit of a Mangalacharan. All of you know these mantras, so maybe you can join along with me. Om Gyantimirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeyaham Shri Guru Shri Uta Padkamlam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsya Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamsya He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchan Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishbhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhesha Kripa Sindhu Devacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Namine Shri Vrishabhanavi Devi Daitaya Kripabdaye Krishna Sambandha Vijnana Daine Prabhave Nama Madhurya Ujjvala Premadya Shri Rupanuga Bhakta Shri Gaura Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya Namostute Namaste Tu Gauravani Shri Murtaye Dinatarine Rupanuga Viruddhapa Siddhanta Dvanta Harine Namo Gaura Kishoraya Shakshat Vairagya Murtaye Vipralamba Rasambode Padambujayate Nama Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Satchidananda Namine Gaura Shakti Swarupaya Rupanuga Varayate Gaura Virbhava Bhumestam Nirdeshta Sajjana Priya Vaisnava Sarava Bhom Shri Jagannathayate Namaha. Hare Krishna, I welcome by heart for in this assembly of Vaishnavas under the shelter of Shri Shri Rukmini Dwarkadhish, Shri Gaurnitai, Shri Sitaram Lakshman Hanuman for this evening in this temple of Mombasa at the nearby ocean, which I am still yet to visit. So, seeking your blessing of all of Vaishnavas for this day 2. Today we are going to discuss some section from this booklet about the different categories of devotees. So, before moving ahead, let's try to reflect back what did we discuss yesterday. So, one point from Prabhu's, one point from Mataji's. From the yesterday discussion, what did we remember? One of the key points you remember that yes, we discussed this yesterday. Any point or some point from Mataji's? Yes, Prabhu's. Yes, Anand Prabhuji.
What is the root cause of bhakti?
So we had a great headline. That what is the root cause of bhakti? Sources of bhakti. Yeah. So this was our one main topic over there. What is the source of bhakti? What is the source of bhakti? Yeah, bhakti sanjayate bhakti, and that bhakti does come from Madhyamadikari Bhakta. That Madhyamadikari Bhakta can be Guru, but it comes from a living person actually. Life comes from life. Life doesn't come from matter. That's simple. Okay, yes, some points from Mataji's side. One Mataji. What did we cover yesterday? What was the salient point apart from this? Or any other point, not just big headlines. So what did we cover yesterday?
So there's three types of bhakti. There's sadhana bhakti, there's bhava bhakti, prema bhakti. We're at the stage of sadhana bhakti. And even under sadhana bhakti, there's two. There's
Two categories.
Vaidhi bhakti and Raganuga.
Vaidhi Sadhan Bhakti and Raganuga Sadhan Bhakti. So this word is sadhan, not sadhana. Sadhan, like in Hindi, they say we go from one place to another place. They use some sadhan, some conveyance, vehicle. So similarly, to go to the prema bhakti, to go to the spiritual world, you need some sadhan. So what is that sadhan? Guru gives that sadhan at the time of bhajan kriya, at the time of initiation. That's what is the meaning of initiation. There is a difference between getting initiated and there is a difference between becoming disciple. Once upon a time, Prabhupada gave initiation to 20 people, and the next morning, temple president was there. So there were just 19. So Prabhupada asked, where is that one? So president said that Prabhupada, he left back to the same practices. So Prabhupada said, he may be initiated by me, but he was never my disciple. Could you understand? Okay, no. He was initiated by me. Initiation means devotees like there will be yajna, there will be spiritual master, okay, you will get name, you will get mantra and all this process. This is the process you can do in our movement very easily by doing maybe a drama of 3 years, 2 years. This is called initiation. Disciple means you get in relationship with the spiritual master. You by heart accept that and you follow the instruction of your spiritual master now strictly. That's called you became a shishya, you became a disciple. Initiation was the formally, okay, there was fruits were there, fire sacrifice was there, so it happened. But real initiation means when the disciples accepts the words of spiritual master and keeps in the heart. That is the meaning like he accepted someone. Like marriage. Yeah, marriage have a ceremony. But when it is known as marriage, when the relationship between both husband and wife has become strong, then we can say there is a relationship. We know relationship, no? Friends, we have children, where they are children yesterday, they left, okay, it's okay. So we have relationship. So similarly, the relationship between disciple and spiritual master is also sacred, But we have to invest into that relationship. Then only it will become relationship. Otherwise, it will be a disciple. You may be disciple, yes, very good. Well, you may be initiated, but may not be a disciple. That's a very interesting thing. There's a difference. That's why Prabhupada said, he may be initiated by me, but he was never my disciple. So a real disciple becomes when someone accepts the instruction of spiritual master by heart and he ready to follow those instructions life after life even. So we have to become disciple, may not be initiated also. That's a subtle difference between them. Thank you very much for adding this point. Yes, so we discussed about sadhan bhakti, about bhava bhakti, and then prema bhakti. So in the sadhan bhakti, there are two sadhan, Vaidhi sadhan and Raganuga sadhan. So the devotee who will be in the future when you will read about them, Vaidhi sadhana bhakti means you will be practicing under the order of spiritual master. Right now we may not have taste for Radha Krishna from the day one, but we may have appreciation and respect for spiritual master. So spiritual master is giving us this order that chant Hare Krishna, and this is the motivation force in that bhakti. Should I repeat? That in that stage, because actually my dear devotees, initially there was no crystal clear differentiation of bhakti. If I take you back 500 years back, during the time of even Ramanujacharya, there was no clear description of details of bhakti, that there would be varieties of bhakti. It was only Rupa Goswami who brought all these categories. And this was the order of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to 6 Goswami that established the principles of Bhakti Yoga. But before that, what was the definition of Bhakti during even Madhvacharya? That if you are able to remember Krishna, that is Bhakti. And that was working that time. It was working. But if you take any raw man or raw soul, raw sadhaka, and how that sadhaka now can grow on the path of bhakti, this intelligence was never been present in any tradition. Islam, Christianity, Buddhism, anywhere actually. This intelligence was given by Srila Rupa Goswami. That's why all the 4 sampradayas, they pay obeisances to book of Rupa Goswami, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Because what he has given, no one has given actually before that. Even Mahaprabhu didn't give much elaboration on how bhakti works. This was only Rupa Goswami, by the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that he could explain different categories and different types of bhakti. 64 limbs of bhakti yoga. So, having founded out this thing, so in the Vaidhi sadhana bhakti, the devote sadhaka, again the sadhana means sadhaka, sadhaka has no direct or deep attachment for Radha Krishna. So how can that deep attachment for Radha Krishna can be evolved in a heart of a crude man? Then we have some rules and regulation to follow. These rules and regulation are given by a spiritual master. This is the prime job of a spiritual master. The spiritual master gave you this process. What is that process? Chant Hare Krishna 16 rounds and follow 4 regulative principles. Following 4 regulative principles just makes us human form, human being. They don't produce bhakti as such. By following 4 regulative principles, we just come to the platform of human form. But devotional service or love for Krishna, Radha Krishna, will come by chanting the mantra. Earlier in the ages, my dear devotees, holy name or the mantra to reveal your spiritual identity in the spiritual world was not generally given to anyone. Sadhaka used to strive, run behind spiritual teacher. That was only the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu that they distributed widely. It may so happen for us that we may take it for granted, but it was the case in the ages that disciples used to run to know how Jiva can go to spiritual world. But this was just the mercy of our acharyas, that they distributed all over the world. Do you know this pastime when Sri Ramanujacharya, when he get to know the mantra, his spiritual master told that don't tell. He went on the rooftop and he shouted this mantra, that everyone should get to know. But if you see on the other hand, we are doing Hare Krishna Mahamantra on the streets, everywhere. So, I'm not undermining, but yes, sometimes when we have it, we take it granted. We take it, okay, we know it. But it's a very, very strong thing which we have achieved, actually, which we have been given this opportunity of chanting some name of Krishna. And there is some particular mantra also. Means, as a normal Indian boy, I was studied in Gurukul, not in Iskcon Gurukul, separate Gurukul, Kurukshetra. I was always hankering for mantras. So someone told me, chant the Gayatri mantra which we chant, the first Brahma Gayatri, 108 times. So I was chanting 108 times without having initiation in the night before sleeping. And then another teacher comes, he said, okay, you meditate on the light between the head. Okay, for multiple months I was doing this thing. And we were learning Ashtanga Yoga in our Gurukul. Ashtanga Yoga means you do exercise. Baba Ramdev, basically, he is Acharya of Ashtanga Yoga. So that is also yoga to connect with the Lord, but it is very, you need to be very flexible. We are offering you these chairs for the course, but if you are supposed to sit straight for the next 1 hour, not going to be possible. So that's the meaning Ashtanga Yoga actually, that's Ashtanga Yoga. But it took me a lot of time, then I came in Sikhism line, and then there is a whole crux of Sikhism. And then there was a modern culture shock. Spirituality went, I don't know where it went. We were behind the IITs and all these colleges. Okay, we did engineering, but we could not get, even I had Bhagavad Gita. I was reading but could not understand one verse of even Bhagavad Gita. I used to call my father, how can I understand? Then fortunately one day a devotee came and he gave us explanation of Bhagavad Gita, holy name. And this was the time like it came in life. We means at least a normal Indian, I struggled a lot to get some mantra. But this mantra is given by spiritual master at the time that how you can produce your bhakti. How can you revive your original Krishna consciousness? Prabhupada uses this word, original Krishna consciousness. This means that originally actually, my dear devotees, sadhaka, a living entity, has natural love for Krishna. That is its natural condition. It's not that we are practicing it and we are trying to create something. Nitya Siddha Krishna Prem Sadhya ka Binoy. That it's not that you are creating something, you are producing something. Sometimes when we come to temple, we think that if I will practice, I'm getting something, I'm producing something in my consciousness. No. Actually, this is the original. Nitya Siddha Krishna Prem Sadhya ka Binoy. Sadhya means it's not achieved. What is it? Nitya Siddha Krishna Prem Sadhya ka Binoy. Shravan Adi Shuddha. Shravan Adi Shuddha Chitta Karoidoy. Like what will happen? Like it will udaya. It will appear, just like sun appear. So similarly, originally the consciousness is Krishna consciousness, the original consciousness, but it's been covered by illusion, covered by identification. And this was the primal attack of Srila Prabhupada when he used to say that you are not this body, you are soul. One lady came in temple, she was very fat lady, she was paying obeisance, looking at the Lord, and Prabhupada was giving lecture. You are not this body, you are soul. And this statement enters her heart. She used to consider like I'm a fat girl. So immediately when she heard, oh, I'm not this body, I'm something else. Illusion demystified. And then she wrote holy name and she started chanting, and then this was the revelation that yes, then one day one will get spiritual realization, who you are in spiritual world. That path has been shown by the spiritual master by this process, and gradually you will start getting attracting by any of the pastime of Krishna. When you will hear all the pastimes, not necessarily all the, but at least some of the great pastime in details, you will fall in love with those pastime and you will identify with some of the character in those pastimes. And you will start following the footsteps of that character. That becomes Rag Anuga. Rag means deep attachment. Those devotees, those who have deep attachment for Radha Krishna, like Yashodamai, Nand Maharaj, Subal, Sridham, Rataka Patrak, Srimati Radharani Ashtaki. So they have a deep attachment. We don't have deep attachment. So we follow those devotees, those who have deep attachment. So we became Rag Anuga Bhakta. So that's the second level. So this process is also told by spiritual master, and then we come to the Bhava Bhakti and Prema Bhakti. So yesterday I want to touch these points, but due to the time we could not. So thank you very much for addressing this point, and hope you understand the importance of spiritual masters and what are the three types of bhakti over there. Okay, now moving ahead, today we are going to discuss about the three categories of the devotees. So in your booklet, if you go to the page number maybe 23, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, 23. So, on the path of devotion service devotees, here now, do you need the slides? Okay, maybe you can see on the screen, that will be easy and you can understand here. So my dear devotees, as one progresses from the raw lifestyle to the, yes, looks very creamy, So there are means the Hare Krishna Mahamantra which you chanted on the day 1 or the Hare Krishna Mahamantra you are chanting after 5 years, it's not the same. So there is some change, or maybe after 2 years. So when you are chanting the name of Krishna, it's not the same, it's different. So similarly, like when you progress on the path of Krishna consciousness, there will be 3 stages of Vaishnava, of a sadhaka, and they are authorized stages. So first stage is, I'm just explaining the first stage here first. That is the neophyte stage. Kanishtha, or you can say Kanishtha. Madhyama. And Uttama. Okay, let me ask you this question to you. What are the characteristics of Kanishtha, Madhyama and Uttama in your knowledge? What comes in your mind? What should we write here? So who is the Kanishtha devotee? Yes, Nitya Krishna.
A devotee who's just joined the Iskcon movement and is really new to it. He's following the principles, but not all of them, and he's trying to follow something like that.
So you mentioned that he has just joined and for regs sometimes and sometimes not. Okay. Does he chant?
Yeah, he chants. Okay.
He chants sometimes. Krishna knows how much. We will come to this category of this thing. Okay. Some more points about, yes.
Their faith is weak and they don't have a lot of scriptural knowledge.
Very good. So this is a very good factor to discriminate between these 3 categories of devotees. First one is faith and then knowledge of scriptures. So let's keep these 2 factors for time being, then we will come to the rest of the following. So what is the quality of a faith of a neophyte? Is tender, flickering, tender, flickering. Yesterday we discussed about Komal Shraddha. Like someone said, have you seen God? Can you prove that God exists? So you will feel like, maybe not. So that means Shraddha is Komal right now. And it is somewhere authorized state, because like he has a faith, but it's a weak faith. And what about Shastric knowledge? Less knowledge. Not firm, less. Let's move ahead with the Madhyama now. So what about the faith of Madhyama?
It's stronger, they're surrendered to Guru.
Okay, it's stronger. And what about knowledge? How about the knowledge of Shastric knowledge, knowledge about Shastras. So Shastra's knowledge, how about it? It will be?
It is more than neophyte because he's constantly listening from the Guru.
Okay, let's more here, more than neophyte. He's convinced. Yeah, you are coming right to the answer, convinced. Okay, let's go to this Uttama. His faith, strongest maybe, huh? His knowledge, deep. Okay, just pay attention for next 1 or 2 minutes. Let me explain how it works in different sadhakas. So when we talk about faith, it's a weak faith. So if someone says, like we gave example, have you seen Krishna or spiritual world? Have you seen some miracles? So his faith is depending on miracles. So this is another another dynamics of spirituality, that people sometimes depend on miracles, but spirituality has nothing to do with a miracle. Yeah, many spiritual masters, they say that, okay, we can produce this, we can produce this, but it's not. And similarly, a disciple should not have a faith on a spiritual master depending on the miracles.
Faith in Magic Swami.
Yeah, so Magic Swami. So this is not the right platform or right way to approach spiritual master. So his faith is weak, and especially his knowledge about Shastra is also very less. So he will not able to answer based on Shastras. If you see as comparison to the Madhyama, so his faith will be stronger. He will not stop Bhakti Yoga basically. He will continue to process Bhakti Yoga.
He cannot convince others, but he is convinced himself.
Here comes this point which Prabhu is saying, knowledge. Like someone may argue on the Shastras. He may not give the proper quotation from the Shastras, but at the same time, he will keep practicing Bhakti Yoga. That's another thing. But in Uttam Adhikari, actually his faith is strong, like Prabhupada. Hippies were drinking n number of items, and he convinced them that Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead, and gave quotation against the Christian priest maybe sometimes, or maybe some other kind of people who were coming. He used to always quote Shastras. What do you think? How many verses are there in one lecture of Srila Prabhupada, average lecture of Srila Prabhupada? Let me give you an option. In 30-minute lecture,
It's all statement from the scripture.
yeah, how many, for example, like, does he quote like 10 verses, 20 verses, or 30 verses? What do you say? What do you think? In 30-minute lecture, at least 30. Every second, if he will say anything, he will back up it with a verse. And again he will say something, he will again back up. You can do this thing, exercise. Listen any lecture, just write it down. Okay, how many verses? Sometimes maybe 45 also. Yeah, he will quote maybe one line, may not the whole verse, otherwise it's a shloka class. But he will quote one line or maybe one word. There will be something. Whatever he will say, he will back up. That is the meaning of like Uttam Adhikari. Okay, now there is one more factor comes between dealing with devotees among these three Vaishnavas. And to understand this, let's go one more step back. So what I am going to do, this is from the Nectar of Instruction Devotees. So it is one of the book Srila Prabhupada has written or given commentary. Again, the book of Rupa Goswami, where he has explained in the first 3 verses the stage of Shraddha. When we talk about Shraddha, Sadhu Sangh, yesterday we were talking about faith. Faith means faith in the process, faith in the spiritual master, faith in the bhakti. That comes through the first 3 verses. The second verse basically talks about the Sadhu Sangha. 4th verse. Someone knows that verse? What is that 4th verse of Nectar of Instruction? 4th. Dadati? Yes. So these are the 6 ways by which a devotee deals with other devotees. And going further, 5th verse also talks about very beautifully like how a Vaishnava saw the downside of other Vaishnava. Yeah, Krishneti is wonderful. So Kanishta, oh no, not the Kanishta. I'm sorry, I didn't rub it. This is a very good book, devotees. You can be inspired to read these 2 books. Okay, now we mentioned about the Kanishta. So Nectar of Instruction, again, Nectar of Instruction, verse number 5. So in this verse number 5, there is a detailed description about the 3 categories of Kanistha now. It's interestingly, that's what I gave you in the book. So the first one, if you will see, what is that name? First one? Prakrit Sahajya. Prakrit. What is the meaning of Prakrit? Prakrit. Prakrit means devotees materialistic. Sahajya. Sahajya means
Easy, taking easy.
cheaply. One who takes process cheaply right now. So this is the first category. Then comes second category, you have Prakrit Bhakta. Prakrit Bhakta. And third one is Harinam. Prakrit Bhakta means he is a materialistic devotee. Wow, interesting, na? The devotee can be materialistic, yes. So Rupa Goswami gives this detail, or Srila Prabhupada also explains that, yes, a materialistic devotee. Basically, it's a, you can say, like you have in Mombasa a lot of fruits. So mango, like there is a sour mango, bitter mango, and gradually it becomes ripened mango, sweet mango, condensed mango. So the same mango is turning into different stages. So similarly, sadhaka, when they come in Krishna consciousness by the touch of devotees, initially they have this stage and gradually this becomes that stage and finally progresses to the next stage and then Madhyamadhikari, then final Uttamadhikari. It's a stages actually, and these are bona fide authorized stages. So one does not have to feel like, okay, is this not allowed? Yes, it's not like that, it is allowed. These are the stages, these things will happen to you. This process, purification will happen. It's a stages. So what is in the Prakrit Sahajya, Prabhupada gives the example that sometimes he will come, for example, who is Prakrit Sahajya, just for example. Maybe on Janmashtami, some person will come. Start hearing dancing and they will have bead bag. They may have or may not, but they will come regularly on one festival or two festival, and they may chant 1 round and 2 round. So that's their like beginning part. They will chant Hare Krishna, but it's not like some strict one. Occasionally they can chant or sometimes they can chant. At the same time they will have, which you mentioned, 4 regulative principle. So it will not be follow up over there, because for them, 4 regulative principle, no concept, like they will be, if you see your sheet, they will be attached to women or intoxication. But they have one great quality. What is that in neophyte? Yeah. They have this as a very strong faith, devotees, that Allah to yahi exist kar raha hai. God exists here. And for taking his darshan, whoever will come in between side. I think yesterday I gave you this example. Not here. Okay, maybe I gave a lot of classes. So in Vrindavan, in our famous temples like Radha Raman or Radha Damodar, so when people come from Delhi, so once I was taking my parents, so I was observing like what's happened here. So they were like, there are a lot of people, but they will push each other just to come in front of Lord, because their faith is that Lord exists here in deity form. He has a firm faith in this. He has a firm faith that Krishna is God and he exists in altar. And they will come, pay obeisances, will pray to Lord as if he is standing there. That's their great qualification. That's their great qualification. They will see Krishna as Supreme Lord. They may have some downside, no worries, but it's a very firm faith. They will worship. In one of the one of the lectures. That's called actually Brahmana, who worships Supreme Lord in altar. Okay, as a sadhaka now, how we are supposed to give respect to that kind of person who comes on festivals, on occasion, or Rath Yatra or something? That's the last line. What is that? How you will respect that person now? Will you go and take association?
We have to observe him, respect in mind.
Yeah, that's what has been mentioned. Just read the last line.
Respected within one's mind.
What is, yeah, yeah.
Association
Should be avoided. Should be avoided. So what does it mean? Respect in the mind, and association should be avoided. What does it mean by association should be avoided, devotees? They are physically here with us. You are associating. What does it mean by association should be avoided?
Not taking his idea about the...
Yeah. So here we are not going to discuss about tattva, or we may not accept what Prabhu is saying, like we may not accept his conception of Krishna to our heart. Yesterday we discussed about this thing, that association means when the desire of some Vaishnava comes to your heart. That means you have taken association. Like for example, when people develop bad habits, how they develop bad habits? When they have that association, when the four people are enjoying some object, so and when one sees like yes, how they are enjoying, so the people over there and this individual will get those desire from those people now. So similarly in devotee circle also, how we get association or how we get spiritual desires? When we associate with advanced Vaishnava and when we see what is their desire, how do they see Krishna, so then those desires come to our heart. That's why it is said, take association. Take association. Not physical association. That is devotees Bahiranga Sangh. External physical Sangh. Picture Sangh. Visible Sangha. But that's not the Sangha which Shastra says when they say Sangha. That is even this peacock is also taking our association here. That's not the Sangha Shastra is talking about. Sangha means when you, the Guhyam Akhyati, Nitya Krishna said, Guhyam Akhyati Prichhati, when you discuss how you are going on the spiritual path, what are the troubles you are facing, and what are your feelings coming up now when you chant Hare Krishna. So this advancement or lack of advancement we share with the Vaishnavas, that's called Sangha. Now there are three things in Sangha also. So that Sangha of association, the person with whom you are taking association now, he should be affectionate towards you. Snigdha. In Sanskrit it is known as Snigdha. Another thing which is required over there is Shrestha, like he should be advanced than you. He should be advanced than you, he should be affectionate towards you. And another thing which is very much required is Swajati. Swajati means the devotee should be of same worshipper. He should have same attraction for Radha Krishna which you are looking. He should be of same attraction for if you are a Ram Bhakta. You may not gel if someone is a Ram Bhakta and you are a Krishna Bhakta and you are trying to associate. Yes, you will associate, you will get some tattva and rasa, but when you will advance further, then you need a Krishna Bhakta because you will gel in the heart. Like sometimes have you seen devotees who are in the same department, they sit together and discuss a number of things. So that means Swajati. Here we are not talking about the jati like n number of caste we have in our country. Swajati means whom you are worshipping, whom you are admiring to worship. And you will seek that Vaishnavas. That's the meaning of association. And that's the thing which here what is said, we don't go for association. We don't discuss our heart. We may engage them in physical service. We may give some service, but here we don't express our devotion to them. And this is true even for other Vaishnavas also sometimes. We don't bring our heart to them. Is this concept clear? What is meaning of association? Shraddha, Sajati, Sanigdha, Shrestha. Yes. Yeah, speak loudly.
As you'd say that we're supposed to associate with devotees who are more advanced than you, but I've also heard this that we're supposed to not really associate with devotees who are less advanced than you. Yeah.
We should give association to them then. This will come here. Oh, not here, but in the Madhyama Adhikari. Madhyama Adhikari knows, he has this discrimination power now, that who are eligible to get bhakti, who are supposed to be avoided, and with whose association I need to take, and with whom I should build friendship. This is the quality of Madhyama. And it comes by experience. Once we will learn Krishna consciousness, we will try to make this whole world Krishna consciousness. Our family, our relatives, our friends, and you will get into trouble with the relations. Then you will get to no. I think I should not disclose this message of Krishna consciousness with everyone. And gradually over burning some relations, fighting with few people, then you will realize that, no, I need to be a bit intelligent. Then this concept comes, that you give mercy to the innocent who are seeking Krishna consciousness. That's the quality. You will not you will not look for atheists in this world. You will not run after them. You will run after those who want to come. That's why we give education. This temple is so beautiful. We mention culture, educational institute. Wow. So education means people need to be eligible, not to everyone. That generally happens at the stage of this as an ego fight. When someone does not agree with us, it becomes an ego war then rather than giving Krishna bhakti. That if I am convinced as a Krishna bhakta, then he should also be followed. If he is not following, then maybe then this person himself seek insecurity, I think. Like maybe I am not following right path. No. Madhyama Adhikari is a bit intelligent here. He knows, that's what yesterday we discussed, that like how he knows Sukriti level of individual. He will identify very easily that the Sukriti is less right now, or Sukriti is very ripen. And it does not depend on which body the person is like now. Even sometimes even the animal can also take a process. One of the lecturers, Srila Prabhupada says, even animal can progress on Krishna consciousness. Even a child can practice Bhakti Yoga. Wow. Because he sees from that lens that they have Sukriti and they can come up to that line. Okay, moving forward. Thank you very much for this question. So we understand the first level of Prakrit Sajya. What make them authorized and very good quality person is this, that they have this faith. In the trouble, they will remember Krishna. They will surrender to Krishna. That's their quality. Let's come back to the next stage devotees, Prakrit Bhakta, Prakrit devotee. So now he will chant 16 rounds by association and he will follow 4 regulatory principles and he will for him Krishna is Supreme Lord. At the same time, he will have spiritual master now, from whom he may be inspiring. Yes, सब duplicate है. बाहर आवाज आ रही है, आराम से बात करो, मजा करो. So Krishna is God. He is inspiring from spiritual master, so he will give respect to the spiritual master and God. Now you read the last point in the sheet. How one is supposed to give association or give respect to him?
Such a person within his mind. Respect such a person within his mind. Should be shown favor. Words. Yeah, should be respected within mind now and should be shown favor. With words. What did you observe here now? The major difference between these two. Shri Shri Rukmini Dwarkadash, Shri Jagannath Baldev Subhadra Maharani, Gaurnitai, Sitaram Lakshman Hanuman ki jai. What is the main difference, devotees, here?
They're a bit more disciplined in the
Yeah, they are following the principles and
They are more disciplined.
they are more disciplined. And one more thing.
They serve the Guru.
Yeah. So now from Krishna, now we have added one more personality, Guru. Did you observe, devotees, this? This factor has come up in his life now. Earlier Krishna only, and then now Guru. Question.
When you say spiritual master in this, is it the initiating Diksha Guru or Shiksha Guru or any?
Both. In our parampara, mainly Shiksha Pranali has been more following, but at the same time, Diksha Guru also. So when it comes, inspiring means, yes, Guru, Gurujan. Gurujan. Gurujan means Shiksha Guru or Diksha Guru. So to simplify things. Yes, so he will start serving Gurujan, Vaishnavas. Sorry, not Vaishnavas, spiritual master type person. Now this person is going to get initiation now, devotees. So here this person will be chanting 16 rounds, again 4 rags. Now comes Krishna, yes, he will worship at home or in temple, and he has a firm faith now. Krishna is Supreme Personality Godhead. He got initiation even now. First initiation done, yajna done. Okay, now comes, he will serve Vaishnavas now. There will be a service to the Vaishnavas. And he should be respected by paying obeisances. Hope you observed this keyword now. Now, this is the, like, if you don't remember anything from the course, just remember this thing. This is the essence actually of our tradition, of even Kali Yuga. Bhakti Saraswati Thakur used to say, the dharma for the Kali Yuga is Vaishnava Seva. When this factor comes, devotees, Vaishnava Seva, that's the time when one is really Harinam Bhakta. And it is the mature stage of neophyte stage, according to Rupa Goswami. People are very eager to worship Laddu Gopal ji, some form of Krishna. Yes, they have firm faith, determined faith. There will be some devotees who will be serving spiritual masters or Shiksha Guru, Diksha Guru over there. And the refined Vaishnava will be eager to even serve Vaishnavas actually. That's what will make him Harinam Bhakta. Coming. Serving Vaishnavas now. That's the art. Any community in our movement, or if you even read Chaitanya Charitamrita, Mahaprabhu is sitting with the devotees in Gambhira, and devotees are supposed to come from Bengal to Odisha for Rath Yatra, and Mahaprabhu is discussing with them where they are going to stay, who is going to cook prasadam for them, and what will be their schedule over there. He is worried about it. And interestingly, devotees, Chaitanya Charitamrita skips a lot of sections on Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, saying that, okay, it has been described here and there. But when it comes to this section of Vaishnava Seva, he was very particular over there, like very strong, that Mahaprabhu was taking care of the devotees. Lord Shiva says to Parvati in one of the Puran, that who says that I am devotee of Krishna, he is not really devotee of Krishna. One who says that I am devotee of the devotee of Krishna, he is the real devotee of Krishna. Mahaprabhu quoted this verse, Na ham vipro na chanarpati, na paveshyo na sudrova, na ham varni na grihapati, na vanostayatirva, kintu prodem nikhle parmanandam, purna amritadhi, gopir bhartur pad kamleor, das dasanudas. If this concept is imbibed in your heart, I will consider my success. That when it comes, like yesterday we were discussing, devotees, we grow in bhakti by Vaishnava Seva. It doesn't come through YouTube. It doesn't come through dhoti kurta. It doesn't come through good tilak or good shikha. From that we may look as a good devotee, But devotion comes when we serve Vaishnavas, when we take care of their needs actually. If a spiritual master comes, there will be 10 devotees who will be cooking for that spiritual master. Yes, that's a service. But there will be maybe his servant, or there will be some devotee in your community who are maybe practicing from more than 15 years. If you look for them, for their service, for their help, that's called Vaishnava Seva. There are already devotees for spiritual master, don't worry, he will get food. But maybe there is just some new youth has come, or maybe he is looking for prasadam, maybe just if you give one box of sweet prasadam, Prabhu, thank you for joining ashram or temple, this is a garland from Prabhupada today. That's called service to Vaishnavas. Some senior Vaishnava came, like, okay, maybe and whoever comes, so it means you know this etiquette. There are a lot of etiquettes, like you can read on this book on your time. Like when someone comes at your place or in temple or your home, you drop them till the gate. Till the gate. Not that, bye. From your bedroom. No, you go up to the point. That's called Vaishnava etiquette. Like when someone comes, you offer them seat, you give water, you ask them food. But what is the main important thing when someone comes at home or at your place? Welcoming.
Your time and
Respect.
And
Your time, definitely. Obeisances, yes, how you show respect. Hospitality.
Talking with,
Serve them. Yes, what?
talking with sweet words.
Sweet words. Sweet words. Even if you don't have sofa, no worries. Yeah. I mean, there are a lot of stories of Rupanuga again today. Like, he visited one poor disciple, wife doesn't even have cloth. Ramacharya gave her his own cloth. And later on, a lot of things happen. Like, point is, sweet words. Even if we don't have anything to offer, so sweet words come from a sweet heart. They will not come artificial. And they will come when you have good consciousness. Simple. So that's the meaning over there, devotees. So that's called Vaisnava Sadacara, Bhakti Sadacara. That's what we are learning. Like, how should we act? How should we act? Like, for example, someone gave Bhagavatam class, very wonderful class, and you are inspired by that devotee. Now, you will definitely, it's not that, okay, class is over, then he is moving here and there, and you are busy in your life. But real Sadachar would be like, you will be worried about what prasadam he needs, where he is going to stay. And you may serve him prasadam, breakfast prasadam, because he has given you such a divine knowledge. He has given you such a great, credible things. Then you may skip your breakfast even while serving him and asking maybe 1 or 2 questions. And that's how you go to, maybe you are having your breakfast at 11 o'clock. That's the austerity you are doing, but that's how you are getting Vaishnava Kripa. And it's not the daily practice, by the way. But whenever this rare occasion comes, when you hear some Vaishnava, humility of a Vaishnava, that's your inspiring person has come to maybe some, let's for example, Nairobi, and you travel to Nairobi to meet him. That's the humility you are expressing. Because you are paying attention to his katha. Vaishnava Seva of his Vani. You are giving food, giving resources, giving money, that's secondary actually. Main change is like you pay attention to their katha. That's main essence actually. Giriraj Maharaj, Prabhupada was giving Bhagavatam class, and Giriraj Maharaj was arranging chair or was in the kitchen. Prabhupada said, where are the disciples? Where are the devotees? Then Prabhupada, they are busy in a number of things. Because I can get money and pay people for doing all these things. But we don't pay to get people to hear Bhagavatam. Come and sit for Bhagavatam. That's the Vaishnava Seva. That's the Seva of a Guru. How you will do service to Guru? By hearing from him. That's the great Vaishnava Seva we do. question, Nityesh, Krishna.
When you say that we're supposed to serve Vaishnavas, yeah? But then there are many types of Vaishnavas, like there's Gaudiya Bhatt, and then there's different types of Vaishnavas.
What was the first category you said?
Gaudiya Bhatt.
Gaudiya Math?
Gaudiya Vaishnava.
Gaudiya Vaishnava.
Okay.
I messed up. Yeah.
Yeah, so
So like we're supposed to like serve all types of Vaishnavas, or is there like a specific type of Vaishnava that we're supposed to serve?
someone asked Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Shri Shri Rupanuga Bhakta Iskcon Mombasa Nyali, like one villager asked, Mahaprabhu, who are Vaishnavas? So Mahaprabhu said, one who chants one time Hare Krishna Mahamantra is a Vaishnava. Next year, Mahaprabhu, same question, Mahaprabhu, who are Vaishnavas? So Mahaprabhu said, one who constantly chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra 24-hour day, he is a Vaishnava. Next year, again same question, Mahaprabhu, who are Vaishnavas? Mahaprabhu said, that Vaishnava, you will chant Hare Krishna. Basically, he was talking about Kanishta, Madhyama, Uttama. So which type of Vaishnava? Advanced than you, and especially Madhyama. At least Madhyama or Uttama. You will get this indication to whom you are supposed to serve. You will not serve these. Here we are talking about like avoid association, top on this. So you will serve Vaishnava who are Sreshta than you, senior than you, they are affectionate to you, and they are Swajati.
There
But
can be compassion on them.
sorry?
Compassion on them.
Here.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely. Compassion. This will come in the Madhyamadhikari. We have, if we have a big whiteboard, so it will go here, and then Madhyama will come. Madhyama gives compassion to them. Madhyama gives compassion to them. So today we discuss mainly about these three types and how one acts over there. Main purpose of reading Srila Prabhupada's book is that when we talk about knowledge, okay, that knowledge part has gone. From the Kanishta to the Madhyama, you remember the last chart? The knowledge part. That's why we read books. That we elevate our knowledge. That's how the courses are being designed. When we read books, Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, that by reading Shastras, our faith will become stronger, and then you can be uplifted to at least second platform. Srila Prabhupada used to say, come at least to the second platform. Come at least to the second platform. So today we discussed about these three categories. Hope this is clear. Now you can see your sheet, and if you go home, you can read it. A bit homework today for all of you. So, and tomorrow we will have some simple explanation. What are some basic etiquettes? But this was like how you deal with devotee circle. Sadachar, one section. How do we deal with devotee circle? Thank you very much. We'll continue tomorrow.
One thing here has to be clear that Krishna, he has a faith in Krishna, God. Means in DT form.
Yeah.
That has to be clear.
Yeah, in the altar, like
Yes, DT form.
in the DT form.
Not in the name, not in the other form.
In the DT form, like he believes God exists only in the temple, not everywhere, by his energies, by his devotees. Like the same Krishna is present in everyone's heart, by the way. So Krishna is there also. So he don't, that's why he was pushing people. He don't show proper respect. That's the problem with these two categories. Here he has started showing proper respect to the Vaishnavas. That's why he has come up to the initiation level. Before that, there was no show of proper respect.
That's why we go in our Iskcon temple, there is so much crowded, but nobody pushing each other in Iskcon temple, especially.
In developed communities,
Temple we go, they just
yeah. So it depends also which Iskcon temple we are talking about. Like some of the temples are really new. Yeah, basically means where we have a strong community and people have trained. So this section of respect, when one becomes mature in respect, how to deal with the devotee respectfully, that will shift him to the Madhyama Adhikari. And this is the beginning stage of Madhyama. If you will read this purport of NOI, 5th verse, you will get surprised. The same definition of Kanishta and there is the same definition of Madhyama. Because that's the final stage of Kanishta and he is describing the first stage of Madhyama also. because he is transmigrating, like he is shifting, transiting is to the Madhyama. So this is the final and the beginning stage of Madhyama. There is an overlap over there. So we'll stop here. No, we will not move forward. Start on time, end on time. Thank you very much. So we will meet tomorrow with more interesting concepts, more interesting topic. Thank you very much for your audience, for your time and attention. वांछा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिंधुदेवच पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंत कोटि वैष्णववृंद की जय।